welcome all of our alumni, all of our friends of the yeshiva and everybody watching, trying to help on this very, very important day as we start the 3-week process. So I want to discuss something that I'm sure is on everybody's mind as we're still in the midst of the Shloshim for our dear boys, for Gilad, Naphtali, and Eyal, who are no longer with us, but certainly up in Shemayim and being a Melitz Yosher to us. And that is a question that we ask as we start the process of the 3 weeks. And that's a question of why do we every single year have a process of the 3 weeks, have a process of the 9 days, have the process of Shlosh Chalbo and Tisha B'Av itself. And every day, 3 times a day, and every day when we eat, we remind ourselves, and nothing happens. No changes happen. How can it be for 18 days we daven to the Rebbeim Shalom that you should return 3 yeshiva bachrim, 3 sweet souls, to their mothers, and seemingly nothing happened? Yes, Baruch Hashem, there's a tremendous amount of achdus in Eretz Yisrael. In my short history, I never saw anything like this in my life. Unbelievable. But we are allowed to ask the question, what happened? And I think, and I'm searching for this answer myself, and I'm just going to suggest what's helped me, is I don't think we understand Tefillah. I don't think we understand what it means to ask for something, to daven to the Rebbeim Shalom, and think like a candy machine, you put the money in, and it comes out. I want a chola to be cured, so I say Shalom Malos. And if he's not cured, then it didn't work. That's not true. There's a paradox. The Gemara tells us in Brachos that Tefillah is on such an exalted level. It's Omed Beru Moshe Olam. But the Anshe Knesset HaGadola, the Arizal, says, we don't even understand the power of Tefillah. Look at the Gemara Megillah, how each bracha is specifically the first bracha, the second, the 9th bracha is this way, and the 8th bracha has to be Rifa'enu because of Milah. Unbelievable. But what we have to understand is the paradox is the Gemara then continues and say, but we take it very lightly. If we understand that Tefillah is Beru Moshe Olam, so what do you mean we take it lightly? So I think we take it lightly, as I said, because we don't understand what it means. Let me tell you a story. It's told over many different ways. I'll tell it in my own way. It's a very wealthy man who owns a very large skyscraper in anywhere USA, let's say. And he goes up to the skyscraper, and he goes up to the roof, and he's admiring this amazing skyscraper that he owns. And when he goes back downstairs, he realizes he's locked himself out. But since he's so wealthy, he doesn't even have a cell phone because he's got assistants. He's got nothing. Nobody's going to find him. He's all the way on the top of the top. What's going to happen? He doesn't know what to do. So he thinks, well, starts screaming. Nobody can hear him. He's in the tallest building. Just wait a minute. Takes out of his wallet. He's got hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Oh, that he has. So he says, okay, thank God when I was in school I didn't do so well. I learned how to make paper airplanes. So he starts to make, out of each $100 bill, a paper airplane. And he throws it down. And it starts going down and down and down and hits a person. Oh, so what's going to happen? He's going to look up to the Shemayim and say, wow, $100 for Rebbeim Shalom. And then the guy will scream and we'll see. The first $100 falls, it hits the man. He looks at it and he says, oh, it's my lucky day. Doesn't even look up to Shemayim. And this goes on for $200, $300, $400, $500. He got no money left. And not one person looks up. He doesn't know what to do, this guy. $500 he wasted already. So he decides to take a few pebbles. He starts to throw the pebbles. And when the pebbles hit the man on the head, the first man on the head, what does the person do? Just immediately turns around. What? Who did that? Who did that? Who hit me? That's a mush. That's the way Rebbeim Shalom gives us great things all the time, the hundreds of dollars. He gives us great brachas. And on those times we turn and daven to Hashem and thank Him. Sometimes they're little pebbles, Baruch Hashem. He gives us little things and we turn and, why are you doing this to us? Why is our life so difficult? Because a little pebble hit us. Sometimes it has to be more, but it's because we don't appreciate what's going on here. These pebbles are hitting us because Hashem wants us to be better people. He wants us to get closer to Him. The Mabit says something fascinating. He says, why do we think that Tefillah equals answering that specific Tefillah? Why is it like by any other mitzvah? Take Lulav, for example. We do the Arba Minim Do we then say, well, we did it with such kavanah and we turned to Rebbeinu Shalom? I don't understand. Why didn't X happen? Why didn't this happen? It's like any other mitzvah. But to say it a little bit better, Rav Salman quotes the Cholbas Levavos. And Perak Yud Ches, the Mechinuch actually says this as well, that the purpose of Tefillah, listen to this, is not to change Hashem, Kiviyachal Hashem's mind. It's to get us to wake up and understand that we're totally reliant on the Rebbeinu Shalom. That's what we have to get. It's to understand that for the next 3 weeks we will be focusing on Yerushalayim. It's for us to wake up and understand what it is to be lacking Yerushalayim, but also what it is to have Yerushalayim as it is today. It's not perfect, but we have Yerushalayim. Is it possible we have parents and certainly grandparents who didn't have Yerushalayim pre-1967? There was no, they couldn't get there. And now we can get there. Do we praise Hashem for that? Is it, wow, we're seeing the Nevi'as happen in front of, does it mean anything to us? It's to get us to wake up and understand we need to be closer to Hashem. That's what Tefillah is for. Tefillah is to change us. There are so many amazing stories, specifically about these 3 amazing mothers. And we're always hearing different stories, and every time I hear one of these stories, you can break down and cry. One story that just came out, somebody who paid a Shiva call yesterday. And they said that, she said, I understand now why it took them so long to find my son, 18 days. Because if they didn't wait those days, the day before was that amazing gathering in Kikar Rabin in Tel Aviv, where so many Jews of so many different colors got together and sang songs they never sang before, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael and Tefillah. That's why it had to be. Can you imagine somebody saying that? That's wake up. I need to be closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom. We say every single day in the Yehi Chavod, Rabos Machshavos Bleivish, we have our own thoughts, calculations, everything we do. Is it this way? It has to be that way, that way. The old adage, right? We make plans, right? And Rebbeinu Shalom laughs. The idea is that the Gra says this on this pasuk in Mishlei. Rabos Machshavos Bleivish, V'atzas Hashem. I want to reach a level where my machshavot, my thoughts, are also the eights of Hashem. They're coming directly from Hashem. What's the reason that we go to a great tzaddik for a bracha? It's certainly not because we believe that he has a special power. No. It's because Rabos Machshavos B'leiv Ish. His machshavos is in line, is in tune with Atzat Hashem. Because he's on that level. Because he woke up many, many years ago and understood that he's relying totally on the Rebbeinu Shalom. That's what Tefillah is. It's to understand that. I hate to say the startling statement, but the Kedoshim don't need your Tefillahs. They're on the Kisei HaKavod, they're kissing the Rebbeinu Shalom, and Rebbeinu Shalom is hugging them. They don't need, Rav Steinsaltz wrote this in his essay, they don't need your Tefillahs. You know what they need? They need us to wake up and get it, and understand. Shabbos Nachamu is always the parashas Va'et Chanan. Moshe Rabbeinu's ultimate form of tefillos, guess what? Everybody can say it. It didn't get answered. Why did he do that? Hundreds of tefillos, for what reason? Moshe is not going to get answered. That wasn't the point of the tefillah. That's the idea. A fast day is not a day for us only to think about commemorating Yerushalayim. It's a day of tshuva. Therefore we have slichos. Therefore we have anenu. We bitzar gadol anachnu. Yes, as a nation, but individually, it's for you. Tefillah is for you to get on a level where we're equal to the Rebbeinu Shalom in understanding who He is and understanding that we have to do better and be better people. Finally, a thought that came to my mind during this difficult time that we're in is the words of the Sfas Emes. This similarity between the time that we mourn Yerushalayim and the time we go through tragedy is, of course, the line Hamakom Yenachem Eschem B'toch Sha'ar Le'tzion Yerushalayim. It is almost a bracha. Hamakom, referring to Hashem as in the place, because we often, it's difficult for us during a time like this. It's allowed to be difficult. You're allowed to ask questions. We're allowed to ask questions why Yerushalayim wasn't built. But is it possible that every time we say Yerushalayim Ircha Barachim Tashu, we really meant it? Do we really get it? Do we really understand what it means not to have Yerushalayim? Is it possible that maybe once or twice we didn't have the appropriate kavanah? But the one time we had kavanah, and why did you rebuild Yerushalayim? I don't understand. That's not it. Listen to the Sfas Emes. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Says the Sfas Emes, why does the Lashon Hamakim Yanachim Eschem? There's a machlokas in halacha. What if you go to a shiva house and there's one person sitting shiva? So do you say Hamakim Yanachim Otcha, Otach? No, he says it's always Etchem. Why? One avel, grammatically correct. He says that the nifter, and this is so apropos, is sitting up in Shemayim, next to the Kisei HaKavod, in ultimate bliss, is so happy, so wonderful, and starts screaming down to the Avelim, why are you crying? Why are you so sad? What are you doing? This is amazing, this is it, this is what we worked for. I'm up here, I'm here, listen to me. And nobody's listening. Nobody can hear. And he gets some sorrow, he gets sad. Why is everybody crying? Why is it? Hamakim Menachem Eschem, says the Sfas Emes, is also the neshama. Because the neshama gets it. We should be in a time of Avelis. We should be sad. We should be sad for Klal Yisrael as a whole. We should be happy that we reached a level over the last number of weeks that is something the Rebbeim Shalom has to smile at, the achdus that has happened. But we're not there yet. Because the message I'm trying to give over is a message of Tefillah is Omed B'Rum Sha'olam, but we still don't treat it as well as we should. Because it's all about us right now. The next 3 weeks is about us, is about our tefillahs. What did this do for me? 18 days you poured out your heart, 18 days you did more mitzvahs, 18 days you took on whatever it might have been. Did you continue doing that? Did you continue davening with more kavanah? That's the idea. What do we take from our tefillahs? It's to make us a better person. It's hard to believe, but it's not so much for the cholah, but it's for us, to make us better. Yes, there's a schus for the cholah, because I only daven that way because of the cholah, and therefore they get zechuyos, that's true, and the nifter as well. But it's all for us, to make us better people, to realize we're reliant on our Rebbeim Shalom. And without the Beis HaMikdash, so we're not complete. We're not complete, and we need to get that. And until we get that, so unfortunately we don't deserve the Beis HaMikdash. We should be zocha, that we should understand and appreciate what our tefillahs are. And we should be zocha to understand that this is the time to concentrate on being better people in mitzvos, in every area. Shalom bayis, kibbud avim, in tefillah, of course. It's all about us. What can we do better to bring the Beis HaMikdash? We deserve it, Hashem. Bring it back to us. I want to see all the alumni. I want to see all the students and all their parents come back to Eretz Yisrael. We have plenty of room here for Yom Naram. Don't worry about it. Mirz Hashem, we should be benachim esok she'avel yitzi Yerushalayim, because yes, we get it. We are in sorrow too. Bein HaMitzraim, please listen to our tefillah. So Mirz Hashem, we should be zoicha to start the process of mourning Yerushalayim to be kol haroyeh. We should be zoicha to be royeh b'simchaso. Kol mis'abel l'shrayim zoicha royeh b'simchaso. Mirz Hashem, we should have all together that simcha very, very soon. Binyan Beis HaMikdash and the Rebbeim. Amen. Bein HaMitzraim, Bein HaMitzraim, Bein HaMitzraim.